approach to our waste management system.
also includes subs and home affairs. And as we believe that many of the people behind this will be undocumented foreign nationals, the EMPD must now arrest those criminals who are violating our bylaws without fear or favor. We must take back our streets. Amen. The people of Ekurhuleni, we must take back our streets. The people of Ekurhuleni, we must work together to fight gender-based violence and the femicide pandemic, which continues to ravage our society. We recognize that GBVF is part of our social construct, and therefore we believe that we can eliminate this pandemic if we work with both survivors and perpetrators. On our side, we commit ourselves to strengthen our partnership with social institutions, which serve as an important front line and are in the cold face of dealing with GBVF on a daily basis. These are communities and faith-based organizations, civil society, and NGOs. Investment in critical infrastructure in partnership with the private sector. The city of Ekurhuleni is in the process of rolling out a program of PPP, public-private partnership. This is a program where the private sector would be expected to invest their capital resources, while the city will provide land for a period of 25 to 30 years, depending on the scope of the project. In this regard, the city will be unlocking the CCC infrastructure projects, putting into the market approved strategic land parcel to ignite investment and create jobs, while commercial properties will be packaged for economic development purposes. The city is also supporting its wastewater treatment entity, ERVAT, through planning for the upgrade of 5 wastewater treatment plants. The planning is expected to be completed by June 2025, at which point construction can commence, and that is why we need a partnership for purposes of funding. In addition, the city and ERVAT are encouraging private developers to partner with the city for construction of plants as provided for in the municipal bulk contribution policy. This entity on its own has commenced with the planning for the beneficiation of wastewater, with discussions at an advanced stage with Rainwater for the construction of a wastewater beneficiating plant. Also, the sludge beneficiation is another possible revenue stream that the entity is looking at. On economic development and job creation, the city of Ekurhuleni, as a microcosm of the South African economy, continues to navigate several turbulent years in the economic recovery program. The regional economy grew mainly in 2023. In the main, 2023 was an incredible challenging year for the South African economy at large, as GDP growth is projected at below 1%, with marginal improvement forecast for 2024 and 2025 at 1.2 and 1.3 respectively. The marginal GDP growth forecast is largely influenced by persisting energy supply constraints, high interest rate, raising fuel and food prices, and constraint in the logistics sector, which includes transportation, freight, and ports. This has affected exports. In the city of Ekurhuleni, the slow growth has primarily stemmed from continued challenges with the energy, water and logistics sector. This has had a detrimental effect on manufacturing processes across several value chains. In the same vein, the Ekurhuleni economic outlook in 2024 is also shaped by sovereignty issues that stemmed from global economic trends, geopolitical development, domestic infrastructure challenges, and liquidity challenges that has bedeviled the municipality in recent past. Efforts to create sustainable jobs and reducing unemployment are a a key economic and social contributor in Ekurhuleni. Although the expanded public works program has been given prominence by this government as a direct employment creation intervention, we've had to confront our utmost urgent realities to focus on education and training as a labor market policy option to decisively deal with youth unemployment. With the acknowledgement that employment is the main bridge between economic participation and improved standard of living, we've concluded that a responsive employment environment is key requirement for sustainable social transformation. We have since decided that there is a need to elevate the role of corporate social investment, social entrepreneurship, and impact investing in the mainstream of economy and discourse. Therefore, facilitating the growth and self-employed in the formal and informal sectors represent an alternative employment strategy as imposed by our prevailing circumstances. Given this adoptive nature of private sector business enterprises, we encourage them to take these economic conditions into account as part of their corporate strategies to withhold the challenging environment. Madam Speaker, on repositioning the city as an airport city in the Eastern Corridor and Gauteng province as a footprint of the Erythropolis is critical in our efforts to mobilize private sector financing. The significance in building a compact and integrated, smart and modernized city is a key ingredient in the development of the airport city in partnership with the private sector in a single most important unification and social compact between the city, national, the provincial government and private sector capital. We need to strengthen our resolve in this regard, Madam Speaker, to the realization of Erythropolis, because among its ripple effect is an impact on long-standing characteristic of being a manufacturing warehouse of the country. Madam Speaker, one of the major success stories in our efforts to revive the manufacturing sector and economic development evolution is the project Gibela, the rolling stock company which is revitalizing manufacturing through railway mobility in the country. This train manufacturing company is based here in Ekurhuleni, Niger, and is busy rolling out the new look and the much improved trains that are transporting South Africans throughout the country. I thought we'll get a round of applause for this investment. We did indeed do a sweat turning here, and it feels good to account on the critical milestone of this project. Cheers. The city played a key role in getting this project off the ground, and we are proud that Gibela continues to put us on the map as a logistic hub of the country while creating jobs and economic opportunities of our people. In this regard, a total of 203 trains have been manufactured at a rate of 62 trains for the past 3 years. Almost 1,200 full-time jobs have been created at the plant itself, while an additional 1,681 jobs were created during the construction phase of the project. I'm sure the communities of Tutuza, they can remember us working there to ensure that they are properly integrated. In terms of economic emancipation, Gibela has spent 161 million in direct procurement from local suppliers in the immediate vicinity of Niger, Tutuza, Springs, Kwatema, and Tsakane, amongst others. Madam Speaker, we note the current energy challenges that are a threat to manufacturing and the envisaged Erythropolis economy. In this regard, we have established a working team in partnership with DTIC and CPC ESCOM and the industry itself to provide an effective response and to jointly implement load curtailment program as required by ESCOM, and we are receiving very positive feedback from the industry themselves. We are convinced that paying such a particular focus will go a long way to narrow the trust deficit and enable private sector innovation and solution of our energy challenges. And Honorable Premier, you did invite us to a session. We are committing to pay a special attention in this area because it is indeed a threat, as many of our industry are actually indicating difficulties in their production lines. We are convinced that paying such a particular focus will go a long way to narrow the trust deficit and enable the private sector innovation and solutions and to our energy challenges. The renewed trust will go a long way in improving private sector business confidence in the regional economy so that it includes and enables private capital inflows of 10 billion per annum facilitated through the market-seeking investment, but also through the efficiency-seeking investment, and lastly, the asset-seeking investment. In this regard, we have decided to dedicate program origination and mobilization capacity to bolster infrastructure and property development capabilities in the city through registration of several triple Ps in the airport city core area. On entrepreneurship, enhancement and township economy development, we endeavor to mainstream business in the township economy and community enterprise development environment and develop black industrialists, as well as increase the sustainability of black farmers through a coordinated farmer development program. We shall be focusing on township supplier development, township gig economy, the township business sites development, wherein township entrepreneurs will be trained, and business regulation implemented through Business Act and municipal bylaws. Madam Speaker, the city shall provide financial and training support to hair salons, the last mile delivery, fresh produce street traders, consumer goods traders, electronics, mobile phone repairers, clothing, textile manufacturers, agro-processing, tuck shops and paza shop, as well as car wash businesses. Yes. Our people do want a round of applause for this commitment. We are further envisage amongst the following: 100 cooperatives be supported and provided with market access, 1,000 emerging farmers to receive technical and production support, MMC Nkosi, 25 community gardens to feed 2,500 people will be supported through the FESATLALA program, 17 municipal farms to be released to emerging farmers on a 9-year, 11-month program, 100 black industrialists to be assisted with market access, 685 SMMEs to be provided with financial support, and 50 learner contractors to be incubated. This is a Vukupile program. A round of applause for this one. And 700 spaza shop and tax shops registered and formalized, city manager. Unemployment opportunities. CP Ispani. In order to better coordinate our efforts to bolster employability, we are planning to create 16,000 job opportunities. 16,000 job opportunities. And maximize the youth skilling opportunities through the creation of 4,300 training opportunities for young people. We are establishing the Ekurhuleni Skills and Bursary Fund in partnership with SETA and the private sector. The breakdown of this intervention is as follows. There's 8,000 work opportunities backed through the EPWP program support in various departments. That is 8,000. There's another 3,000 presidential employment funded work opportunities. There's another 5,000 community works program funded work opportunities. And that is your 16,000. There is a 2,000 training opportunities through a specialized vocational skills program. We will be releasing 100 new bursaries which will be allocated to young people. 1,000 community members trained through SETA and Gauteng provincial program. 1,200 community members provided with vocational skills training. Madam Speaker, the next month we will be unveiling the first 1,400 cohort of beneficiaries of this program. Will remain inspired, Honorable Premier. On good and ethical governance, we remain concerned about the state of our finances, mainly because we seem not to be collecting enough revenue. Our finances are also not aligned to our priorities. IDPs of our people in various wards. So we need to look closely in this area. The stability of our finances will go a long way to restoring all major outstanding infrastructure projects, including the reservoirs, the housing development projects, and other outstanding major infrastructure projects. We need to design our budget to meet the needs of our people, especially in townships, while striking the balance with suburbia. Our budget must sustain the provision of consistent basic services, including the repairs and maintenance of public infrastructure, ignite and support local economic activities, private sector investment, and GDS imperatives. In the area of CAPEX, we must do more to be able to improve our CAPEX, our spending patterns. We'll be putting in place city manager mechanism to improve both CAPEX and grant spending. In actual fact, I'm introducing the Mayoral War Room solely for this purpose. Madam Speaker, it is imperative that we prioritize the robust implementation of revenue enhancement and credit control, while at the same time revisiting initial incentives for consistent payment and discount consideration for settling outstanding debt for both business and residential areas. MMC Dunga, we shall be intensifying the Siyacima Manje Namhlanje credit control program to solidify our fight against capable but non-paying customers, especially the top 1,000 companies, Councillor Berg. In eliminating erratic billing and problematic interim billing, which has become an albatross for the city, we must move with speed when it comes to the implementation of smart billing or smart digital billing, which means smart and credible billing. We continue to receive complaints about the interim billing, which is also a leak of much needed revenue in the city. And the current status quo must come to an end. As previously indicated, our liquidity position remains on an upward trajectory We note and welcome the gradual improvement from what was a worrying, worsening situation of 12 days liquidity position, and now we're currently sitting at 21 days. We remain on track to achieve and even surpass by end of June the 25 days target as we continue with our commitment of prudent financial management. Madam Speaker, we recently received an Auditor General's detailed report on the fiscal health of our city. Indeed, there was a slight regression in this regard, which saw us dropping from a clean audit to an unqualified audit opinion. Be that as it may, it is the AG's judgment that our municipal financial statements are fairly and appropriately presented without any identified exceptions and are in compliance with generally accepted accounting principles. The city is on record for not incurring unauthorized, fruitless, and wasteful expenditure as is disclosed in the audited financial statements for this current financial year, and that there has been an aggressive drive to actually reduce the balances, which are now just under $1 billion. Chairperson Mketsu. Issues which have been flagged by AG are well documented and understood by this administration. It is our resolve that those issues must be resolved by the end of this financial year so that we are on track for yet again a clean audit. After all, we know how to get clean audits. In the former era of former Mayor Mondli, Mzandile Masina, they were like back-to-back clean audits, and we need to restore.
And Mayor Campbell.
Alderman Campbell. Still on this issue, Madam Speaker, the city needs to do better to manage relations with Chapter 9 institutions instantly, and to avoid what transpired during the drafting of AG's audit report for the city for the year under review. These are institutions that are put in place in terms of our constitution, the Constitution of the Republic, to guard our democracy, and therefore we cannot be seen to be working against them. We are pleased with the latest credit rating announcement by the Global Credit Rating GCR, which affirms our municipality national scale long-term and short-term issuer rating at BBBA-ZA and the A3ZA respectively. The GCR rating agency is exclusively contracted to provide the solicited credit ratings for the city. And we also know even the other rating agencies that subsequently reviewed their premature rating. This affirmation under the backdrop of an investment outlook is testament to the robustness and resilience of our financial management systems within the city. This administration is committed to restore political stability and confidence amongst our investors at various local and international stakeholders. This rating affirms that the markets recognize the the administration's ability to bolster financial sustainability and are optimistic about our renewed strategic direction. It is a signal that our governance practices are now on course towards a steady path to recovery. And looking ahead, our focus remains on enhancing service delivery and infrastructure development while managing our financial resources prudently. We are determined to address this liquidity challenge and maintain our commitment to settle debt with agreed contractual terms, which has been crucial in maintaining service continuity and trust with our service providers. Madam Speaker, our human resource is a backbone of the aspirations of our people. We therefore must create a state machinery that is capable and equal to the task at hand. In this regard, the filling of critical vacancies is at apex of this program, and so is the repurposing of staff in line with the new structure as per the institutional review. We will also be doing an analysis of a number of personnel per department versus the output of that department. Every employee must be here because they want to make a difference. There can never be no free rides, and we want managers to make sure that this becomes the order of the day. We must appreciate the stability in the workplace owing to the healthy relations between employer and the local labor forum, LLF. This has resulted in more work getting done. On the issue of insourcing of cleaners and security guard, this matter is on the mayor's table, and the implementation plan will soon be presented before council, which is going to be gradually done over the next MTREF. On smart cities, our efforts to become a smart city are gaining momentum with a lot of automation taking place. As we speak, the city is aggressively becoming paperless, and most services are now automated thanks to the rollout of the ERP, a program driven through the ICT department. This innovation has integrated all our system while ensuring quality management of information. Currently, 25 kilometers of fiber has been rolled out, mainly connecting our customer care areas in the townships to improve service delivery. And one thing that we must be firm on in the area of servitude and getting any other entity to dig our street without proper plan, it's something that we need to look at closely. Because it's really upsetting our communities that fiber companies, they just dig as they please. Some, they don't restate properly. In the process of digging, they damage our infrastructure as well. In a bid to fend off criminals from our customer care centers, CCTV cameras are being installed in these facilities, and priority will be given to crime hotspot, including Jimiston, Boxback, and Kempton Park customer care areas, and hopefully we will integrate to the safe city and approach of the province in consolidating this work. The latest innovation is the introduction of 10,000 early warning Internet of Things devices that will assist in the fight against the scourge of cable theft and tampering in our city. We are implementing the automated, and we've committed, Chief Whip, to actually go and do inspection and make sure that these are responsive in dealing with cable theft. We are also implementing the automated rates clearance app, which will allow ratepayers to access their accounts as and when they need them. Another exciting piece of news is the automation of the application of building plans, which will reduce the turnaround times for such plans. Having been exposed of some of the challenges faced by members of the community who are visually impaired, we shall in the near future be implementing the planned SA project for the use of the Siakoka, the My COE app, and also the IMS system. Madam Speaker, communication is key components of governance. This is a part of our work that ensures that we bring our communities to speed with our work, with the projects that we are doing. Effective communication is the foundation of exceptional customer service. It forges a vital link of our government and the community we serve. In this regard, we are paying special attention to our call center, which has put us in the news for all the wrong reasons lately. Primary investigations point to a poor work ethic and a lack of commitment from some of the staff in the call center. The service delivery department management, working together with HR, have assured us that they are dealing with the matter, and if it persists, consequence management will be implemented. On the other hand, ICT department is busy rolling out an all-in-one system which is more efficient than the current gadgets currently being utilized by our engineers in various depots, and after all, customer service and interaction are a serious component of our work, and we have a responsibility to improve our interaction with communities. We also realize that we are not doing well in the area of communication and marketing, but steps are being undertaken to turn the situation around. Indeed, we do need to source the right capacity there, which has been vacant for quite some time. But following the recently improved institutional review, we are strategically integrating tourism into our marketing and communication department to harness the collective strength of tourism initiatives and our city's brand identity, while ensuring that we boost capacity of our communications team. We will harness the transformative power of artificial intelligence to gain deeper intelligence into citizen sentiments and emerging data trends. This advanced technology will guide us in enhancing our service delivery and ensuring every decision we take is informed by real-time feedback from the people we serve. Moreover, we commit to revitalization our presence on social media, creating a dynamic two-way communication channel. Our teams will not only respond promptly to complaint, but also celebrate and acknowledge positive feedback from our communities. Madam Speaker, I now move to Mayoral flagship projects. I want to emphasize that these are being introduced to ensure that the mayor unblocks service delivery red tapes and ensure acceleration of the same. These are also carrying out to restore hope to the people of Ekurhuleni that this administration remains grounded to addressing their critical needs. Areas requiring urgent attention, and these will make part of the 100 days program. We want to restore our Mayoral Izimbizo to give feedback to communities. We have not done any Mayoral feedback community meetings in the last 2.5 years. That is why in the IDPs, communities are complaining that we had said, please do this. So we do need to restore the Mayoral Izimbizo, setting up a robust service delivery war room chaired by the mayor through audit. Now we're going to be moving in as the mayor and the mayoral committee to audit to actually ensure that the issues as reported there, they are being attended to every Monday. Restoration of mega projects and strategic land release. Operation clean audit, because we need to make sure that we reclaim the audit. Establishing and reclaiming and refurbishing the hijacked buildings. Setting up a well-defined revenue enhancement program was for us to continue to deliver services. This area remains critical. Supporting SMMEs through weekly monitoring of payments for services rendered. The outcry about SMMEs it's one issue that weekly we must look at it. We can't continue with service providers complaining about non-payment, which impacts on the delivery of services. Accelerating projects completion through CAPEX monitoring and mayoral outreach. We must re-establish the University of Ekurhuleni Advisory Committee so that we track and fast-track the establishment of the university in Ekurhuleni. As executive mayor, I would also be paying special attention to Kwatema electricity matter, the sewer problems in Etwatwa, Daveyton, the water issues of Sakane and Duduza, the sewer problems in Katlehong, and also the outstanding issues affecting the community of Tembisa. We must get the Rabasutu center, CCC up and running, and we engage our communities on their problems. Another area of critical importance is to bolster our IGR capabilities in order to strengthen relations with other state organs so that best practices can be exchanged and we unblock the bottlenecks that hinder our efforts of accelerating service delivery. In this regard, we urgently need to reconsider the district development model, DDM, which was unfortunately rescinded by the previous admin for whatever seemed to have been a political posturing. We will ensure greater cooperation and benefit by our residents from Gauteng Premier's initiatives, such as Transformer Rollout Program. We want to see the Premier coming and assisting us to install Transformer Rollout MMC urgently. The Job Creations NASISPANI Program, the crime fighting wardens and technology deployment and service delivery rapid response. At a national level, we want to stand to benefit from the support by the National Department of Water and Sanitation in our water and sewer challenges and further strengthen the stakeholder relations with rainwater. Madam Speaker, in closing, I wish to remind the people of Ekurhuleni that in exactly 29 days, we are heading to the national and provincial elections. Most of our people, especially the youth, have registered to vote, and this year's election promises to be the biggest since the first general elections 30 years ago. It is exciting to see that the youth have taken interest in this democratic process, and this must be seen as a positive step towards sustaining and strengthening our democracy. This is a testament that they are realizing that the future of this country is in their hands. Fellow councillors, on my part, I have delivered the State of the City's address, and therefore would like to appeal to all of you to demonstrate political maturity and tolerance and put the interest of the residents of our country first, of our city first. To the city manager, we implore you to continue running a tight ship as you have always demonstrated and ensure that the agenda of this current government is realized. You and your team are central in ensuring that we have a responsive administration that is mindful of the task at hand. To all our stakeholders and communities, we continue to actively participate in government programs and actively contribute towards the shaping of the city we all aspire and propel the program for a better life for all our people of Ekurhuleni. We need you to regularly scrutinize our work. Do not be shy to constructively criticize us so that we remain focused at all the time. I take this opportunity to thank my party, the African National Congress, and all the parties in council for giving me this privileged opportunity to lead this institution. In this regard, I commit myself to lead in a manner that will bring stability and inclusiveness. Let me further thank all the role players who made this day possible. My family for their support. To what has been a couple of weeks of sleepless nights since I assumed office. Madam Speaker, I present to you and the people of Ekurhuleni my maiden State of the City's address. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We may give the Executive Mayor a round of applause once more. Thank you very much. We are going to officially adjourn the proceedings. The Speaker, the Mayor, and the Whip of Council are going to go outside where Executive Mayor, you will address your people, the residents of Ekurhuleni, and then we are going to request that everyone else goes to lunch. Lunch is going to be served at the banquet hall. Those that are guests of the Executive Mayor, you will go to, what is that? To the Mayor's parlor. And those that are guests of the Speaker, you will go to the Speaker's lounge. Thank you very much. The proceedings are adjourned. We are returning at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
It's what?
I think yesterday.
Let's use this.
Alderman is the son of Ekuruleni, the son of Tembisa, Alderman Kosindi Pile, Dr. Kagaza, Executive Mayor.
Alala Ekuruleni, alala. Alala Ekuruleni, alala. Zoyithola kanjani? Ihleze khoneni. Bakhona basetsakane la. Angiyababona bonke bakhona. No, thank you very much, Sister Jason Bulisa, because umcimbi esingawo namhlanje ulapha phakathi. And asikwazanga ukuthi sonke sikwazi ukuba ungena ngaphakathi. Mara ke sithe must create a platform so that those who are able to come closer, to be closer to the state of the city's address, are able to have a chance, much closer, today. What are the things esicabanga ukuthi kumele zenziwe ukuya phambili? Sithi ke sijabule kakhulu ke uba everybody is here. Niyabona ipremier yethu khona la, uspeaker wethu niyambona muhle, uchief whip wethu nama members we mayoral committee. Kanye ke nabantu abaningi including the former mayors bakhona la to support our work. So we believe that for us to perform umsebenzi wethu, we do need support from everybody. Those who have traveled this road before, they are here to also give us support, the former mayors, which that means quite a lot. But most importantly, yourselves, as a community members, your support goes a long way. Because whatever that we do, we must do it in communities. So kubalulekile ukuthi sibambisane ukwenza sure ukuthi we are successful. We've put up 6 things that we want to do. But importantly, we draw from the history of where we come from. Sidrawa ukuthi sisuka kuphi. Sina 24 years si masipala waseGuruleni. Sina 24 years su local government la eGuruleni. While we celebrated the 30 years of freedom with South Africa yonkana, we must also say what are the things that in 24 years we have done la eGuruleni. Balekile ke ukuthi sichaze ukuthi siphuma ku11 administration, siphuma ku9 towns, spende isikhathi ke nabo mayor bathize from 2000 until 2011 sihlanganisa yonke lama towns awu9. That is why our area is a special area, because unamadoropi across, and the lomadoropi they were local councils. Upinde ube nama townships awu11, now they were operating in their own way. So to amalgamate that project which sends the eGuruleni that we see today has been, quite a critical, development. But we're happy that from 2011 to 2016 we started to see policies, both Retropolis, both master, special master development, both transport network, all those. Sasho ke ukuthi ngo-2016 saqala ke saqhubeka ke mase implementa robustly all the programs. Sithi ayikho into entsha okumele ukuthi sithi sayoyiplana thina. All what we need to do is to fast track delivery. Asizohlala sithi hayi sisacabanga sisayo approve idocument ethini. We take what has been there, we put it on the table, we then say we want delivery. So there's 6 things that we have said we want to do. We want to ensure provision is sustainable and quality service delivery to all people. Sikhulume ke ngogesi amanzi, waste ukuthi siyoyenzani. Siphinde futhi sithi sifuna into ye repairs and maintenance. Ukuthi lokho sesokwakhile sokwakhile umgwaqo siwafakile ugesi amanzi and so forth, but we need maintenance. So ke sihlale ke sithi we want potholes to be fixed. Makuqhamuka ugesi or uba disrupted ama transformer, we want to attend to that. Makunama leaks kwi pipes, we want to attend to that. Maku utshani makugundwe. Grass cutting must actually happen. But for us to do all this, we need a strong financial base. We need to make sure that we say bigger into finances. Kahle ukuthi senze sure ukuthi abakwazi ukubhatala babhatala. But what are other measures do we have to do to actually ensure that we've got a strong financial base? But okwesine ukuthi we want to invite the private sector. Last hluleka khona sithi izani sincedisane to build infrastructure. So we want to encourage the private sector to come play their part. We've got the land, they've got other resources, we consolidate, we have mutual, we move forward. But okwesihlanu sifuna ukuthi into ze-economy zi-elevatwe. I-program ye-Erythropolis is the most successful program because it's anchored on our capabilities, the airport, the major roads that are crisscrossing our city, the rail. We want to elevate it so that it was good to strive, it revitalize the manufacturing, Fairpego, Prasa, Gibela, and so forth. Those are projects that came because of that master plan. We must ensure that the master plan is implemented. SMME development, township economies, into ye university yasekuruleni, into zamabhazara, ama-learnership, nama-internships, all those programs. So ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi support abafowethu. Mara okubaluleke kakhulu ukuthi while senza lokhu, issues of governance, corruption, maladministration and so forth, abantu bethu abazifuni. So kubalulekile ukuthi commit ke ukuthi while we are driving this entire program, we are also compliant. So that is an area that we're not gonna compromise on. So you go nje in summary, lokho besikukhuluma lapha phakathi besithi nje size kini sine update. Sithi thank you very much for coming. Halala ekuruleni halala. Shine ekuruleni shine. Amanda.
Siyabonga EM. So manje ngizonazisa kubasizi baka executive mayor. These are called members of the mayoral committee. So yibo laba zonke lezi zinto bezikhulunywa mayor yibo bazo make sure ukuthi ziyenzakala. So the first person also introduce uzomala anbulise ubaba oyi leader of executive business and also the MMC of roads and transport planning ubaba uAndile Mgwevu. Siyabonga ulandelayo ubaba lo phethe imali zala ekuruleni ukhansela ubaba uNkululeko Dunga. Ngibabiza abo baba ne noma ngimdala kubo ne but abo baba nanivume ukuthi abo baba. Siyabonga. Kulandela ubaba lo responsible for corporate and shared services ubaba uAlderman Sivuyile Ngodwana. Umama lo phethe umhlaba la ekuruleni responsible for a portfolio ye development planning and real estate umama uNomadlozi Nkosi. Hey muhle namhlanje umama yo. Then ubaba on a responsibility of environmental and waste management, ubaba ulishaka manamela. Anizwanga kahle. Anizwanga ukuthi umeya utheni. Umeya uthe sibambene. We are working as a united government of the city of Ekurhuleni. Bonke labantu, abantu emele nina nonke niba hold accountable regardless of the t-shirt you are wearing. Bonke mele banisebenzele. Siphethe ubaba or responsible for human settlements. Ubaba uhupello hollo. Wezindlu. Sinomama ophethe i-community services. Amakliniki wethu, i-social development, and equally sports, heritage, arts and culture. Umama Bridget Tusi. Siphethe umama ophethe amaphoyisa. Umama who's heading community safety, umama uSizakele Masuku. Lastly, siphethe ubaba ophethe ugesi. Ubaba uMzayifani Ngwenya. Siyabonga senibonile government yenu yala Ekurhuleni that you are going to hold accountable. You must make sure that all of us do what we are supposed to be doing for all of you as the residents of Ekurhuleni. Sizobiza ubaba manje uAlderman Dlabathi ukuthi azoyenza i-vote of thanks. Siyabonga.
No, thank you very much, Speaker. Masibonge ku-Premier wethu nje kokuqala osixhasile kwi-State of the City Address. Sibulele kakhulu ku-Executive Mayor Alderman Nkosindiphile Xhakaza for delivering a promising and hopeful State of the City Address. So, for over Mbani nani niyotshela abanye ukuthi
How are you? Good, how are you? That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Chef Web. What's that? Chemuku. You have to finish.
Can we go ahead? Mr. Mayor, thank you so much. After delivering the aspect of the state of the city address, you mentioned a couple of things that you would like to correct. Can you please create some clarity on that?
Well, I mean, we've learned first and foremost is that the city has got great plans. I mean, over time they've been developed the plans, and there's been traction in terms of delivering on many of these programs. All what we need focused leadership to ensure that we do drive a team, we do drive the officials in the main to actually do their work, but also communicate with our communities. But importantly, as we do that delivery, there are critical attributes that are required from us. We build on the United Council. We actually ensure that we build on those attributes. If there's areas of financial performance, governance, there's areas of the overall impactful service delivery, we must actually perform. But we think we're on track. We think we've delivered a great, Soca address with solid foundation as a reference point, but importantly, well consulted amongst all the parties. That the story of Ekurhuleni must always be the great story. Ekurhuleni, a place to live, work, to also play.
I didn't see you. Okay. Question. Yeah. Can add.
Mayor, the statement, the presentation that you've made here is seemingly meant to address some of the challenges, long-standing challenges, that have experienced instability in other places. Residents will say that some of the demands delivered to the office of the mayor have not been addressed. The protest that claimed 2 lives. Your thoughts on that?
Well, we will be going to have various community mayoral Izimbizo. That's one of the things that we've committed as part of strengthening democracy through regular feedbacks. Indeed, it's one of the areas that we want to address that has not been happening. How do we make sure that we're found in our communities? We do that are racist. To communicate to our communities there. We're still transformer. We've built victory. They've made repent by next week. We go there and install the transformer in Guatemala and have communication. When we do that, in Katlehong, the problems of sewer, they must be attended to in Etwatwa. We will be going to these communities. We will go to Tembisa and have an engagement with the communities there. We appreciate all the issues that they are raising. Whether it's the bridge that connects the communities into the hospital view, we're attending to them. Whether it's the cleanliness of the city, we've been there already to actually ensure that the area is clean. Whether it's the issues of building integrity and credit control, because our people can't afford. We must ensure that there are various other interventions, the indigent program, what type of incentives we introduce in order to actually meet them halfway. So these are some of the things that will be of Tembisa, and hopefully so that we actually deal with many other issues that are also, whether it's issues of crime, because that's one thing that is troubling the communities of Tembisa. How do we strengthen community safety? How do we bring all other, stakeholders who are involved in the safety and security cluster?
With the issue of transformer of Guatemala, you might mention
Well, I mean, what we know now is that with the new MMC, he went there. They've actually resolved all the issues. What they are busy now, because to carry a transformer, you need some road. Things are clarified. Then we'll be able to get a match. In fact, our commitment was that by this Friday we must deliver the transformer in Batel.
Will there be any interruption in terms of when it
there should be no interruption. I'm sure we can get further details from the MMC of Energy. But what is good is that we've made a commitment, a transformer restore stability of electricity supply.
Mayor, the Democratic Alliance has criticized your presentation today, saying that it was lacking in details surrounding how your administration plans to enhance revenue collection, which would then assist with being able to deliver some of these services, and also accuses you of prioritizing vanity projects, and also some of the things outlined in your presentation, similar to what the Premier has announced in his State of the Province address. Was there ever a moment when you sat together and, decided together and see where you could work together?
The province?
Yes.
No, we've emphasized, let me start with the last one. We've emphasized the cooperation between different spheres of government. Our communities, they want to see one government. When they complain about electricity, they don't DDM. It was rescinded by the DA-led police. Things that we need when we deliver services, where we do not have sufficient of water and sanitation, we're able to build on partnership and without a problem of contact. And you can only do that if we've got a strengthened, much better, working relations with the province and national. And you can agree with me, including just to deliver human settlements. Majority of the human settlements projects have actually, came to a standstill. And why? Because the DA-led coalition called them vanity project. How do you call a vanity project when you've got who must build RDPs of the future that are responsive condition in terms of the type of housing typology, that type of services that we are bringing with them. So there's nothing on it. We will continue aggressively to work with the province, national, to ensure that we build human settlements, we eradicate informal settlements. So we will be engaging, we're going back to the debate, we will be engaging with them on the areas where they think the areas of revenue enhancement. There are various initiatives that we're introducing in order to ensure that we maximize revenue. But at the center of everything else, you need the economy that is running, well pronounced, because if you don't have industries that are setting up, you will not have an opportunity to get new revenues. But also, you need to look at the top 1,000 companies that are big, who are not actually paying for services. Ensure that you collect. Don't focus largely on our communities or our future. We look at other revenue leakages. So there's quite a lot that we can actually articulate. What we can say in the next few days, so we will be communicating to yourself to say what is exactly that we will be doing every day for the next 5 days. Thank you very much.
I was laughing with time already. You're like, thank you. The mayor is going. He's talking, and you're like, no.
When our colleagues have been there last week. Police, can you call this? Yeah, what is the lunch? Yeah, we have very busy. These are 6. You. What clear before me? How is clear before me? No.